Hey everyone, I'm the Geek Master, and I'm here with an unboxing video that's been, well, actually not that long in the making, but it's probably about 9-10 years out of date, so yeah. Anyway, so as I'm sure you can tell from the thumbnail, the title of the video, my last short, you can guess what the unboxing is, so I'm just going to show you it. It's a PS4. So here's a little background first. I've never been the biggest PlayStation fan. In fact, it's probably been my least favourite out of Sony, like PlayStation, Xbox, Sega, and Nintendo. That's not to say I don't enjoy playing the PlayStation, though. There's been lots of games on there I've enjoyed. The Buzz games. I've enjoyed a bit of Gran Turismo in the past. I first played Tomb Raider on them. Some other games. Point Blank. Random, I know. Other random games. Simpsons Wrestling, World's Greatest Appreciations, which I know aren't the best games, but I've enjoyed playing them. And if you've watched my channel recently, you'll know this year I've also acquired a PSP, thanks to Bin Boot Sale Picking, which is much appreciated still. Because I've wanted one for a while. There's games on there I want to try. Dead or Alive Paradise, for example. But I've also got a PS3 about 3 odd months ago, which I'm really enjoying. So I thought, well, to be honest, there's some games on a PS4 I want to try. Stray, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Spider-Man, others. So I thought, you know what, let's get one. But I'm going for the exclusives, pretty much. Ones that are only on there, I mean, they might be on Steam, but I'm not a PC player, that I wanted to play. And I thought, you know what, let's do it. So I did. And I now have this. So it's not sealed, only because I undid the seal when it arrived yesterday, just to have a very quick look at the top of the box, but I've not even actually seen the console yet. The seal's just here. Yeah. But one thing I did keep in mind is when I got it, which I didn't think of this, is that the game's here. And actually it's like, you know what, I wouldn't mind trying a couple of them. More these three. Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, and Ghost of Tsushima. Whether I go Ragnarok or an older one, I don't know. But yeah. Although I do have a question. I know there's a complete edition of this with, is it the Frozen Wilds expansion? Can anyone tell me, do you need a DLC code on the complete edition for it, or is it on the disc? Because I've seen secondhand copies of it, but there's no point buying it if it's only got the base game. If the DLC, if the Wilds would have to be downloaded and the code's being used. So can someone let me know? Because if it's on the disc, the Frozen Wilds bit, then I'll buy that. But yeah, so I only bought the base one because, to be honest, that's good enough for me. 500 gigs. I'm not going to have as many games on here as I do on the Xbox One. That's always going to be my main console. Well, I say that, it's going to be the Switch, but you get the point. I'm going to play Xbox One more than this, for example, where I play GTA. But I said I'm still going to want to play these exclusives. I actually really have been wanting to try some of them for a while. So anyway, that's the background on why I bought it and my PlayStation. I mean, I suppose in terms of new consoles, there's not much I can buy in terms of other than PlayStation, because I already had most of them and I just went for them, but there you go. So yeah, it's 500 gig jet black one. Let's get into it. Hopefully without dropping it. Don't worry, that's just a box. Right. So I've got this inner box. That's this side. I am starting to open the box. Nearly there. There we go. Oh, okay. So, when I opened this yesterday, it was actually the other end. But I said, I haven't actually opened it. So here you go. There's the console, still in its, well, padding, wrapped. So let's take it. And this is actually the first time I've even, I think, held a PS4. So yeah, bit behind the times there. Okay, I've got to admit, I said I'm not the biggest PlayStation fan, but this is a neat touch. Don't know where you can see it. These little symbols: the X, the circle, the square, the triangle. That's a neat touch. And of course, you got the PlayStation logo there. Okay, so yeah, there's the front. I'm sure most of you probably know this by now anyway. Disk drive, USB, another USB. The controller logos again, don't know where you can see that. Yeah. And then the ports on the back. So yeah, I've got to admit, it's actually quite a nice looking console. I will admit that. Got a bit of weight to it, but not too bad. And it's quite small, so it might even, if I'm lucky, fit in my Cadillac bookcase, which would be nice. Yeah, it's got a nice finish to it as well. I was just wondering why that pays that way when the front's there, but I assume it's for standing up, right? Not that I've ever done the stand up, but there you go. Yeah, I really quite like it actually. It looks really nice. So I'll be giving it a try very soon. Because yeah, I do have a couple of games for it. Actually, I already had a couple of games, but they're pretty much all FIFA. Yeah. So that's the console itself. Else in the box, we have well, what you'd expect to see, really. Nice little foldy, flappy bits here. We have a power cable. Don't underestimate the power cable. We have some booklets with a nice crease in it as well. This is the guarantee. Safety guide, ever so important. And a quick start guide. By the way, this is the first time I've ever bought a PlayStation brand new. So, yeah. Well, no, it is actually. I have got a PlayStation Classic, but I didn't buy that. My sister bought that for me. So I never even bought it, technically. I assume that's the controller wire. HDMI. Never too many HDMI leads nowadays. Ooh, earphones. Or whatever you want to call them. And last but not least, the controller. Now, one thing I've always, well not always, but often struggled with the PlayStation is the controller. I've never quite gone with the shape or the fact the control sticks are here. I much prefer the other ones where it's like this kind of thing. But I've got to admit, it does look nice. And actually, the size feels better for my hands than some of the other ones, I think. Don't know if it's me and it's a bit bigger or what. But it feels really solid. So I quite like that. But yeah. Nice little controller. So, other than that, game-wise. So, I bought a game with it. I paid $29.99 for this because, to be honest, it's £30 second-hand in CX, so I might as well buy it brand new for a penny less. One of the games I really wanted to play, and what pushed me to get in the end, which is Stray, which, as I'm sure you can tell by the picture, is a cat. I think you're a cat, part of a group of cats or something. You fall into a sort of like underworld, like with robots and that sort of thing, and you have to get out of there basically. But I've heard really good things about this, and it's a game with a cat, so why wouldn't I want it? For some reason the disc keeps falling out of that, which is very annoying. But you do get some glossy art cards, which are nice. So, one. They feel more like the old school photos, if I'm honest. So they're quite nice. So, that's a cool little touch. So that's one game I bought. And then when I was out and about yesterday, I bought a second game from CX. And here's the weird thing, I'm not even a superhero fan, which makes this game weirder, and obviously gives away which it is, and it's Spider-Man. So I've heard good things about this game, and to be honest, just being able to swing around an open world-ish New York, that just sounds really fun to me, to be honest. That's part of the reason why I wanted it, even though I'm not a superhero fan. So yeah, so Spider-Man. I have other games I plan to get. The first ones I'm going to look at, probably the first one actually, is going to be Final Fantasy VII Remake. I played the original. It wasn't too bad. I'm not too keen on the turn-based ones, so I think the remake's going to be better for me. So yeah, looking to get that before too long. But for now, we've got Stray, we've got Spider-Man. I'm happy. So I'm going to set this up in a bit, give it a go, and we will go from there. So if you have any other suggestions for games I should get, as I said, preferably exclusives, let me know. And if you can help me on Horizon Zero Dawn, much appreciated. But for now, I'm the Geek Master, and I will catch you later. Bye.